His memory bank will be a win here at the ACC Championship as he now gets ready to set his sights on New York City. This should be a good one coming up in the consolation finals at 141. Fine silver of Duke, Joey Ward of North Carolina. North Carolina State has picked up a key win over Virginia Tech in the consolation finals on Mat 2. Pat Popolizio and the rest of the Wolfpack all applauding from the corner. We turn our attention to Mat 1, Duke and North Carolina. Old Tobacco Road matchup with Fine Silver and Ward.
Ward is in on a crackdown single. Just got to put that ankle on the outside, get his other arm around to finish off the double. If not, he's going to end up in that overrunner situation we've seen all day. Now what Joey needs to do here is still do the same thing as before. Capture that bottom leg, drive back in. He needs to really keep a lot of attention on his own ankle. Now we're looking at that scramble, who can stay higher, scramble position. Really awkward position for Joey Ward here with that knee. If he allows himself to get sucked back in, it could be a real big problem.
Fine Silver might come out of this in pretty good shape. Ward, though, continues to latch on to that right leg.
Fine Silver's going to be trying to look here for something creative in terms of a fall, it looks like. Ward's going to stay on that ankle. He's probably best served to turn back in as fast as possible.
He's trying to, and he does turn back in. Once he released the leg, he was able to turn back in, get the position, and Ward with a 2-0 lead. Again, very patient approach by Joey Ward, the Tar Heel, with a 2-0 lead on the counterpart from Duke, Zach Fine Silver. Zach watched his twin brother Mitch last year make it to the NCAA tournament while Zach took a redshirt year, graduating from Cherry Creek High School. 4-year letter winner for Mike Luring, 3-time state place winner, and like his brother, a state champion his senior year. There's still a couple more Fine Silvers coming through the hallways at Cherry Creek. Another set of brothers, I believe, in their senior year this season back home in Colorado. The wrestlers go out of bounds, and Ward with a 2-0 lead. Watching and kind of looking at the layout of the John Paul Jones setup here, it's a really intimate Coliseum, isn't it? As far as spectators are on top of the mats, really get a good view, good vantage view.
Absolutely. You know, you can get into some arenas where it's, you know, you're in the true nosebleeds. Here, I feel like they've stacked everybody really well on top of the action. Looks like the fans are having a great time. Joey Ward's still looking for that half tilt. I'm not sure if he utilizes it very often for actual points, but he does transition sides and you know, create motion from top. Got into a little bit of trouble there. He's getting a little high against Fine Silver.
Fresh start in the center with only 8 ticks left in this first period. Ward behind that furious scramble early in this first period with the 2-0 lead. Ward started the day with an 8-0 shutout of Van Hoos of Virginia, then lost the battle to Chisco of Virginia Tech 2-1. Fine Silver, a semifinal loss to Kevin Jack of North Carolina State. And he'll go into the second period trailing by 2. Ward defers, and it will be Fine Silver who wants to start on his feet in this second period.
He hasn't been able to get much going from bottom against Joey Ward. It's a pretty good decision. I think he can take Joey Ward down if he's able to do the same thing he was able, you know, like the way he was able to fire shots off earlier against Van Hoos, and earlier in the day even against Zanetta.
Fine Silver operating with the underhook on the left side, down on that right knee. He elevates back up onto his feet, reaches for that outside single. Ward able to fend it off.
hands are locked, so it gives him a little bit more opportunity to get to the corner. Nice. Broken his grip. It's going to be Joey Ward's position here as long as he can try to score. He's got to keep his motion.
Ward, so crafty, swivels around right side for the 2. Joey Ward on top, 4-0 for the Tar Heels, second period. Ward, a 2-time NCAA qualifier. We mentioned it. He has proven this year he can beat anybody. Knocked off the top-ranked wrestler in the country from Oklahoma State late in the year. This is a young man that in New York City can certainly go deep into the tournament. Anytime you get a win like that late, what it can do for your confidence level. And this is a kid who doesn't need much more confidence because he's had a lot of success in Chapel Hill. Coleman Scott certainly has to be excited about the way Ward is wrestling, even though he had that tough semifinal loss earlier today to Chisco.
And that's a good way for him to learn going into the NCAA tournament, to be prepared for every match. Chisco's not a guy, I just don't feel as though Joey Ward should be losing to Solomon Chisco with any consistency. And I think it was just for him a slow start, which is not going to be afforded at the NCAA wrestling tournament. You see here, he's wrestling through positions extremely well. He's picked up the tempo in each of the matches we've seen him wrestle.
Second period ends. Ward with over 2.5 minutes of riding time and a 4-0 lead on Fine-Silver. Zach turning over into the Duke corner. The Carolina corner certainly sitting content. Coleman Scott on the left, 4-time All-American at Oklahoma State, won a national championship at 133 pounds. Also a bronze medalist in the Olympic London Games back in 2012. Third period, Fine-Silver on top. Leg applied, you see his right leg in. Looking for a cradle possibly, Tim?
It's a little difficult to see. He's not hard enough across the face to be going for a cross-side cradle. I think at first he was just looking to get that leg repositioned. Now he could be looking for wrist control on the opposite side. I imagine that he wants to get that Turk that we saw was popular in the first couple of rounds. He's just having trouble getting Joey Ward's opposite side hip broken.
Crossface there for a moment by Fine-Silver. Using his left arm to ratchet up the left leg of Ward. Making Ward work on the bottom, a 4-0 lead. Fine-Silver's going to need a couple of turns in the final minute.
Ward's playing a risky game when he reaches back to that leg. I think Fine-Silver might want to give that to him, even for a second, to get a quick 2 count. Fall back to his own hip, expose Ward's back. He needs to do something. He needs to get a 4 count somewhere or a pair of 2s. Because he should be able to work off the riding time as well.
Warning inside underneath on Ward. Really doesn't hurt Joey Ward, leading by 4.
Doesn't look like Fine-Silver's going to be able to find the momentum to get past Ward's opposite side. Strong crossface.
Joey Ward, 3rd place at this year's ACC Championships. Both of these wrestlers will move on to nationals, a weight class that sends 4 at 141 pounds. And Ward, a solid day of wrestling, a big handshake from Coleman Scott as the Tar Heel wins 4-0 and punches his ticket